Hey, this is Mario the Coach Tommy once again, and it's time for another Rhubarb Crisp post-game report. Rhubarb Crisp had two games on last weekend on Saturday. One was at 10:30 a.m., which boo, because I hate morning games, and another one at 1:30 p.m. Much better. Okay, the first game was against the Bulldogs. The last time these two teams played each other, the Bulldogs won 6-3. So prior to that game, I go on Facebook. Sorry. It was on Friday. On Friday, I went on Facebook, and Tom Cates, one of the members of Bulldogs, he says to me, "You ready to get lit up again tomorrow, Marty?" And I'm just like, "Hey, don't bite off more than you can chew." Oh, jeez. That was funny. Anyways, let's start off with the first period, and Rhubarb Crisp gets on the board as Cale McBride leads Riley Mack, and Riley Mack would make it 1-0. Bulldogs would come back as Cameron Mensforth would make a big save off of Cale McBride on 2-on-1 with Riley Mack. And then they'd come the other way, which Adrian Garden would feed Kyle Marriott, who would slip one through my 5-hole to make it. Sorry. Oh, man. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Riley Mack made it 1-0 in the first, and then the Kyle Marriott goal happened in the second period. Sorry, a little bit of a brain fart, but oh well. But then finally I make a pass and someone scores on it. As I don't know, I believe the Bulldogs would just dump it in, and then I'd make a one-handed pass to Wayne Dusiome, and then Wayne Dusiome would just do the rest. He'd walk in and just score to make it 2-1. And then Riley Mack would add another one. And we go on to the third period, which we gotta kill a penalty, but I make a nice save off of a Tom Cates one-timer, and when it looked like Tom Cates was going to shoot it again, he feathers it over to his D partner on the power play, Jake Pinsent, who would fire a shot past my glove hand to make it 3-2. And now, turning point of the game. The Bulldogs had a great chance to score, and I was down and out, but, oh my goodness, sorry, but I just, feel sorry for the Bulldogs player, but I make a rolling Dominic Hasek save and absolutely rob the guy. And that would turn out to be huge, as Cale McBride would then make it 4-2 for Rhubarb. And then, on a shorthanded empty netter, Wayne Dusiome would seal it and win it 5-2. Alright, now for the 3 stars of that game. The third star will go to Cale McBride. The second star will go to Riley Mack, who netted 2 goals and an assist. And the first star goes to yours truly. I kept the team in and made the big save that sparked us and was keeping it up. I felt I played a really good game, and yeah. So we go on to the second game, and the team we've yet to play against. It was called the Yoggers Mullets, which, my goodness, thumbs. Bad enough I'm not a Yarmir Yager fan as it is, and it kind of makes me feel like watching the clip where Ovechkin nails Yager in the Olympics. Watch as I say this, it'll be like, Tanner McVicker likes this. Anyways, bad enough that's that. You have to talk about his stupid mullet. Oh God. Anyways, a bit of an intriguing first period as the Yager Mullet's goalie was late to show up, and basically the rule is if they start off the clock, whatever, and if your goalie's not ready before 7 minutes into the game, like if the clock goes past 7 minutes, the other team gets one goal, and that was the case, and it was 1-0 Rhubarb Crisp. And finally, the goalie was ready at I believe it was about 5 minutes left in the game. 5 minutes left in the first period, which if they would have wasted more than 2 minutes, it would have been a forfeited win, and it would have been a 2-0 win for Rhubarb Crisp, which would have been my first career shutout. Damn it! No, actually, you know what? Who am I kidding me? If I want my first career shutout, I'm gonna go out and earn it. Anyways, they were ready by then, and Rhubarb could not capitalize on the power play, and Yager's Mullets, who, wow, they're a fast team, and they were missing one of the fastest runners at Duncan. Probably the second fastest runner at Duncan. His name, never mind. But anyways, Yager's Mullets would tie it up as the leading scorer Rory McDonald would feed Sean Lowen for the point shot that would fool me on the glove side to tie the game at 1. We go on to the second period, and Matt Hickey would make it 2-1, which seemed to spark the Crisp in this one. What would happen is Joey Menard would take a point shot. It turned out to be deflected in by T.J. Bergen, and they would score to make it 3-1. And then Kevin Fisher would feed Riley Mack, who would score to make it 4-1. Now, in the third period, Yager's Mullets try to get back in it as a point shot occurred, and a sick tip by Stéphane Simard would make it 4-2. Which, wow, that was a nice goal. But Rhubarb Crisp would get that one back as Riley Mack would feed you could call him a Thomas Holmstrom or Matthew Darsh of the Canadians. Let's just say he's another hard-working guy who likes to go to the front of the net and whatnot. His name's Harvey Carbrett. And anyways, Riley Mack would feed him, and he would score to make it 5-2. Yager's Mullets would try to make things interesting, and they'd score as the first shot by Sean Lowen would get stopped by yours truly, but Rory McDonald, their leading scorer, would score to make it 5-3. But then can't remember if it was a 2-on-2 or something, or a 3-on-3. But Riley Mack would feed Kevin Fisher, and Kevin would streak in on the outside and fire a shot that went in to make it 6-3, and that's how it stood. All right, time for the 3 stars of that game. The third star goes to Kevin Fisher. He had a goal and assist, and oh yeah, I remember now. At one point they had a 3-on-2, and he played a key role in that one, killing it off. And then the second star I was gonna give to myself, but I'm gonna give it to Riley Mack instead. He actually had the 1 goal and the 2 assists today. He came up huge in the third period. But the first star goes to Matt Hickey. I mean, because he got us the goal that sparked the crisp. You know, we kind of had a slow start in the first period, and once Matt Hickey scored it, you know, we just fired it up from here. And yep. So we're at 7 wins now, which ties the Rhubarb Crisp record of all-time wins in a season. And that was 11. We did it with 11 games in the season. The team, and myself included, has a chance to break the record and go for our 8th win, but let's not get distracted by that. Let's just try to, you know, see it as a game where we just try to win, not see it as a game where we try to break our record. Just focus on trying to win the game first before you try to break the record and whatnot, you know? So I'm not going to let that distract me as it is. We've got 2 games tomorrow. Tomorrow, brutal. On Saturday. Jeez. Saturday at 1:30 we play against Brew Crew. Brew Crew killed us last time 9-1, but we should have our attendance. We should have a good attendance for that game, hopefully. And we play at 4:30, which is the rematch against Yager's Mullets, and I have a feeling that their goalie's going to show up. Excuse me. Their goalie's going to show up this time, so it's going to be a lot tougher, I believe. And they're a tough team as it is. And on to some news. The Selkirk Steelers lost in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League Finals, so that should mean that Tyler Grove will come back with the crisp. And yep. Alright, so that's it for me. And once again, the video has been brought to you by rhubarbcrishockey.com, goaliescrisp.ca, and yep. So yeah, best crisp is Rhubarb Crisp.